Ba 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 da ba ba. Hello. Oh my god, everything reset. Oh, never mind. S streaming Fontaine
Seems Lenny is saying some strange things.
story.
It's really weird.
Now, is this public? It's public, okay. So that's updated. Title's updated. Okay. Ooh, hello. So, I'm just gonna be playing Fontaine Story Quest today. I already started a little bit of the first part where you're in Super Mario, and we just crossed over and went here. I already unlocked most of the map besides this underground area and this and this. That's it. But I basically explored a lot already. I'm like, why not do the story? Why not stream the story? Because I might forget it, and I just want to go back to it one day maybe.
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright? Huh? Ah, I'm fine. Thanks. Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something. About... Actually... nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
Lynette's so pretty.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Maybe they're mermaids! Or fantastical race of Fontaine.
No, people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now, it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind.
I'm covering a little bit of the
sun
text.
shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories.
What does she mean by that?
It won't be long before it swallows us.
The water line rising?
Sorry, Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Oh wow,
of
I didn't
meeting.
think we were gonna meet them this
Lynette's
early.
new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need
So
for
he
any
already
concern.
knows.
Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the
Paimon is
trip.
Paimon.
We just arrived in Fontaine.
Paimon is
We were
Paimon.
just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact,
I
she
need to
seldom
increase my
speaks at
volume.
all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
It's because we don't have a voice! There's hardly anything left for me to say with you around. So it's Paimon's fault that we don't have voice lines.
So that's how you think it is? I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Oh, she's relatable.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time
I
now.
started this quest at the perfect
Well,
time.
I
It's
suppose
becoming
prophecy
sunset
isn't
in game.
Exactly the right word,
And it's so
because
pretty.
that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Oh, what's happening in Fontaine?
Where to begin?
What's happening in Fontaine?
Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
He's gonna kidnap us. Hello, Lenny. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure.
And hello, Paimon.
What? It's kind of awkward.
Paimon, get a handshake! You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh, all right then.
I need to be louder.
Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now.
I can barely hear
By the
anything.
way, we were just getting ready to go to the opera house to meet the
Oh wait, I could
Hydro
just
Archon.
raise the volume
Would
in
you be
game.
able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. Please,
Oh god, that's so
follow me.
loud. You might be wondering why I'm in Windows mode. It's because I have two monitors right now, so I can look at chat that's not existent. And if I go on my second monitor, it closes the window, so I can't have that when I'm streaming. Where is it? Settings, audio. Just increase everything. Dialogue.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in!
Oh, that's so pretty. They're just like walking together. How do I walk again? Ah, that was useless. Okay.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Wait, what? What? Oh shit! We're seeing her already? Wow, I didn't think we were gonna see her this early. Both of them. Damn, so dramatic.
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her? My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all.
She has the
Raise your glasses in celebration! If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
Let them eat cake. She gives that type of
As you can
vibe.
all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Damn.
Is she talking about us?
Is there like a spy that's like watching our every move?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally.
She's like, don't walk around and make
for
cause problems
insignificant
in our
cowards.
nation now.
I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity.
Okay, it
Of
wasn't
course,
our fault
seeking
in
an
other
audience
nations
with me
when it went like
is the
downhill.
most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Well, finding the Archon was easy enough.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it.
feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydra Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top?
Extra. She's very
Miss
extra.
Hydra Archon? How did you know we were coming?
Spies.
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
It was the steam bird. They know everything about us.
Sounding high and mighty.
Feels like she can't get over herself. She's very queen energy.
What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
She has so much pride.
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler?
Legendary
How did
blonde
I not notice
traveler.
before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina?
She was literally on
Is there
top
some
of a
kind of
building,
drama going on?
screaming. I mean, shouting.
Of course.
And you guys
That's the
didn't
blonde
even like pay attention
traveler,
to her.
The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see him. Oh, I bet this is gonna be the duel of the century.
Duel?
Ooh,
What?
I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Is she gonna pick a fight with us?
Yes,
In the
but
courtroom?
don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from
Wait,
another
what?
land,
Why are we dueling?
just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
No, I don't want to fight. That's not what she meant. They meant in the courtroom. Everyone's angry at us.
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
Oh my god,
What are
these
you
hand-
trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
This is our first time hearing her voice.
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
Oh my god, they want something more dramatic.
On Arrhenius, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. I'm getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
She's the one that,
Then, as
like,
the god of justice,
made it.
I shall
like,
face
gave the
this
offer.
traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
Court!
All right.
God damn, she
Now
was so
that'll
extra.
be worth seeing.
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house. It would be a pity not to use it.
What do you
Don't they
care
use
so
it
much
all the
about
time?
crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
We haven't even committed any crimes. We literally just arrived here.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it?
Obvious.
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law.
The flying objects, she meets Paimon.
So that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina.
She gives
No
such...
one knows the
These
laws
rules
of
are so
Fontaine like she
made
does.
up.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object?
She got
You
it.
mean Paimon?
Precisely. Now, if you two have no objections, then in the
You have
name of
no
the Hydro
objections.
Archon, I order your arrest.
Damn.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object. But how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Thank you for saving us. Ooh. Ooh, that was pretty... Wait, what? Huh? What?
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
When Lenny patted you on the back. Oh! So he already knew that we're gonna get in trouble because of Paimon's flight.
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like
Like
a
a balloon.
This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
You could have just simply said that Paimon's not an object. Well, at least he's having fun.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
Of course she does.
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice
This was
will
our
not bring
trial?
charges
Okay,
against
thank
an
you.
innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Toodaloo. Sayonara. I love their design. Their outfits are so nice.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Ugh, really what? Thank you for bailing us out, Lenny. Did you know that was gonna happen?
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case.
Why is there a law
I
like
didn't
that?
think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Yeah, confusing is a good way to put it. Is she really that reasonable?
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
I feel like
But
he would have
isn't the
already
Opera House
performed
where
there because he's
criminal
like so
trials are
popular,
held
right?
in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My
Yes,
brother's
please.
always excited to
I
make
wanna
new
see.
friends.
Oh,
I
sure.
want to see magic.
We don't really have anything to
That
do
he
now,
does.
and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
From the trailer, it looks like Linny and Lynette mostly does like materialization magic, or like sleight of hand things that like make things pop out of air, and I love that. And like they could do crazy things because it's like inside a game and like it's pixels.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Is there any way I can help?
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer.
No, I don't
This is
really
a
mean it. That
magical
was my only
item
option.
known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Ooh.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned.
So does that
In
mean
the end,
that they're
the
gonna be
people
dissolved?
will all be dissolved into
dissolved.
the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why
So-
are people in Fontaine born with sin?
I
What
feel
is
like
that supposed to mean?
it means that Faruna, or like Fossilors, I forgot. She either has to like get off her high horse and then her people will be saved, or the water levels keep on rising, and the entire nation is just gonna like be flooded. And I don't know what they mean by dissolve, but I just think that just means like a safe way to say die underwater.
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in
Celestia now just
Fontaine,
come down
evidence
all of a
is
sudden.
what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
Conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
It's like when people start dying and they just like start becoming more religious and believing in God, because like they want like some sort of hope to believe in while they get old and like don't want to like do anything. Oh, hi, my friends in chat. Don't watch me, I'm awkward. But now the water is just engulfing memories. It won't be long before it engulfs us.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them.
But what did the
As
magic
a
pockets
magical
do?
item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is bit of rain.
Is prophecy true? Then is there no way to prevent the disaster? He just gave them like a suitcase
Perhaps
to
only
like pack up their
absolute power
homes.
could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Honestly, you don't really have to convince people. It's just like tell them it's a very useful bag that you could use to like pack up a lot of things. Like it's an infinite subspace almost. Where? Navigate. You.
What's this? Ah, so you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
What?
Just
You
take
mean
it.
You don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy.
I love this
But I
design.
also believe in
The
another
blue,
story.
gold, white.
The story says
Black.
that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies.
So he wants everyone to flood.
So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
What does it mean then? What else would it mean?
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about.
Yes, hello, thank you. Here you go.
Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
So, like, these people
Thanks.
already know what magic
Oh,
pockets
please,
are.
also thank the magician on my behalf when...
Wee.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything.
Are you sure about
Life is
that?
all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You
But you're not
still
gonna be
take
prepared.
it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now.
Well, it's not like you have to
I'd
move right
really
now.
rather not.
Or pack right now. It just means that you have something just in case, like, anything bad happens. Wee.
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets?
Well, you only give us 3, so.
That was fast. So, what did people have to say?
All of them
I
were
bet you
stubborn.
heard some, interesting opinions.
All of them are stubborn.
Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes.
Oh.
I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine.
Why don't we get one?
Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more material.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
East side. This way.
Over here!
Did I already collect them? I like explored this area already. These?
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romaritime flowers.
Oh. I didn't know that. I like completely ignored these because they didn't have like this shiny thing. That means they collect them.
Body in mind.
I love her skill.
Step on up.
The name.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power saving mode today.
Power saving
Otherwise,
mode.
I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine.
I want to see the performance
Though the
so
performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
And try what? And try what?
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
She's taking our bags.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief.
Oh, because you know.
Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We
Sleight of
divert
hand.
attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements
I
carefully.
totally thought that them two are gonna be like Kaido. Like Phantom Thieves. But they like didn't end up being that. They're just normal
Oh,
magicians.
he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down.
Just like
We need to think of a way to
Paimon.
catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Leave it to me.
All right, let's go.
Over here!
Did I go the wrong way? Oh, flower. I went in a circle. I don't know where I am. There it is. Oh, sorry. Now for the long elevator ride up. This OSC sounds so good. I'm so excited for this quest. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just know that there's Lenny Lynette, Firminette somewhere. And I had no idea that them two are gonna be in it.
This is the
The
spot where Linny
female
wanted us to wait.
people. I forgot their name.
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
The thief. Where? Get ready to stop her time to rest. Oh, she noticed us. She's running away.
Oh no! Did she notice us? She
Because
started
you
running the
pointed
other
right at
direction.
her.
What should we do? Should we chase her?
Sure. Wait, what? Yeah, our job is to block
You're
that.
right. She might also be trying to lure us away.
How did she get up so fast?
Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Lenny caught the thief.
Seems there's no reason for us to stay here. Let's go find Lenny.
Yeah, let's go.
But where? Here? Oh. Boop.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
Wait, so she just let her
No,
get away?
That was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now.
She probably took
Thanks
the bag.
again.
I feel like she took the bag.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already...
I saw the general direction she went, but Lenny twisted his ankle, and I needed
Is
to
he
make sure
okay?
he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
That's kind of
If
serious.
you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right, you're right. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Lenny's initiative paid off.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the court of Fontaine now.
Oh, we're going already? Oh, wow.
Check this out.
I love this view. Because you can see the tree that was supposed to be the previous Archon of Fontaine. And like, this is all Sumeru. And then like, you turn around, it's Fontaine now. Where to go? Okay, I need to turn down the sound effects of like water. The water's kind of loud.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around. People in Fontaine really know how to use water.
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
So you mean it's still boring even when I'm riding with you?
Yes.
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, besides, it doesn't
It's
really
more
feel like
fun
a
when
real
it's with
trip
people
when
you
it's just
don't know.
the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be
What was
an
that
older
awkward
brother.
pause?
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Is it gonna instantly teleport me there? Because I already sat through this. Oh, it's I forgot her name, but it starts with a C.
Oh, excuse me!
Charlotte.
Aren't you the great
Charlotte?
magician Lenny? And his assistant Lynette?
Hello. I don't believe we've...
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey across Tibet?
I guess you could say that.
Amazing. You recognized everybody almost immediately.
Well, that's kind of her job.
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who's who, would I? Wow, today must be my day. Who knew I would end up on the same boat as so many VIPs? Could my vision finally be showing me some favor?
So, Charlotte, what do you usually report on?
Oh,
Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You could still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle.
oh, well, we
even
just
if it's the
set
same old
off
topics.
automatically.
For example,
kind of
reporting on
useful.
how a scammer
I thought we were
once
just gonna, like,
deceived vulnerable girls into
Sit there
relationships.
and waiting.
Or how a
and, like,
financial
it's gonna
criminal
be
was
just,
once
like,
so poor that they ate a
not a
single piece
cutscene.
of bread
I'm glad
for
it's a
5
cutscene.
days.
That's what I mean. I was not paying attention. For example, what would I be every sure.
That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well,
The tree in the
a
background is
series of
slowly
cases,
getting
actually.
less and less.
You mean the
polychrome.
serial disappearances of young women case?
Oh
That's right.
wow.
These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to
I
be
hope we
revealed.
see Riot's leave because I really want to see him in his like voice.
Serial disappearances of young women case. You mean
That's right. The
Because like we
first
already
missing
have
girl case
Charlotte,
happened
and we
almost
had like the
20 years
Electro
ago.
Girl, and we also have
And ever since, after a period of time,
the Archon.
another girl
Is
disappears.
that Celestia?
What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace.
What's up with this movement?
This part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Then there must be more than one criminal at work. Maybe there are copycat criminals.
Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation.
I hope they're not, like,
I just imagined for a
not
second
alive.
what I would
I
do
mean,
if Lynette were to
I hope
suddenly
they're
disappear.
alive.
I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Aw.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Oh, thank goodness. They instantly teleport us. My PC is so slow. Oh no, it's gonna crash. Oh, that's why it was taking us to another cutscene. Oh my god, the music. She just does a backflip in the movie. I said this yesterday, but like, water's like so crystal clear. There's clearly a like middle area or like downstairs, but like you can't get in there.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
This music is so
us as
good.
well. The ride went by too quickly.
Ah, I have an interview to get to. I should get going before...
Okay, Hyman hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See?
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have...
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Oh, the music changed. What is this? Is it like a gyroscope? And like it's just like balancing the city? City of Rain, go to where Lenny is. Oh my god, that's far. Oh, it's not that far, never mind.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home.
The brother...
Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Friends
They
that
all
almost
just
got
went out a
arrested.
moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped.
Who is the father? And why is it in quotes?
Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this
Paimon
is
is
the Traveler.
Paimon.
Oh,
She always says
very
that.
proud to have a diver as a
She
brother,
said
Lemmy.
Paimon is Paimon like 3 times already in like this one quest. What a talented family.
Lenny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
It's alright, go ahead. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat.
Okay,
Oh, I never noticed that. Like under their hood,
Is everything all right?
it's like this rainbow pattern.
Oh,
I mean this
it's
star
nothing.
pattern.
We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry
Kind of like
for the
kind of like
interruption.
Paimon's thing.
Before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving
He
and
makes it
gathered
sound
lots
like
of
it's
materials.
a code.
I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take
He's like
these to the
screwed
workshop.
in, bolted into his costume, into his outfit. It's raining. And apparently that's bad, because something in the trailer... Oh, this is so pretty.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago?
We literally
Fontaine's
just
weather
saw
sure is
Faruna.
weird.
I mean, folklore.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went.
And people are like
Every time it weeps,
speculating that this
skies
dragon
will cloud up and pour out
is
rain.
Nouvelette. So is it like Nouvelette's crying right now because of
When I
the
was a child,
trial?
my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs.
That'll be interesting though. Like
Hydro
Nouvelette,
dragon.
like is secretly
Hydro dragon.
sad
Don't
about
cry.
like people getting evicted or like falsely accused, and he just cries and then it rains. Could it be that the Hydro Dragon be the elemental dragon of Fontaine? Another one of the elemental dragons of Teyvat?
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something.
This music is so nice.
Hydro dragon, don't cry!
Oh god. Obviously Paimon.
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism.
This
Or could at least
music.
play along.
Sorry, it might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers.
This music is so good.
It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Oh, did they force nighttime?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
It's fine. I already got a waypoint there.
Oh, are you leaving now?
No, don't leave him alone.
What is it, Fremine?
His
I'm in a
legs are
hurry.
literally glowing.
Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop
Like, why
and
isn't he
deliver them
wearing
to the owner
shorts?
there.
I mean, pants.
I'm afraid
he's a
that
diver.
Fremine can be quite introverted.
No trouble
You
at all.
can get hypothermia if you dive underwater like that.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks.
Oh, no need. This will be a walk in the park for...
Magic pocket materials. So where are we going? Wee. What? Bam.
Surprise!
What's this? Oh my god, this music. This music is so jazzy. I'm just so focused on the music right now.
Hello?
I love Fontaine's music
Is
right
there
now.
anyone here?
Like, I haven't heard that much, but I'm like really into
Oh,
Fontaine's
hello there.
music right now.
New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps...
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making...
It's literally a simple
what
name.
were they called again?
Magic Pockets.
Ah, these must be for Magic Pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run.
I have the
Seems both
same
their hearts and their
mentality.
pockets are made of gold.
I don't like accepting free stuff all the time, or like
is Lenny
giving away
actually
like
doing
accepting
it?
for free. Except
I
if
can't
it's
say for
food. If it's
sure,
food, then I accept
but
free
who
food.
knows?
Free food's the best.
Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey, is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Ah,
Oh,
well,
this is where I learn the power source?
It's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you. But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale
Oh my
harvests
gosh.
people's belief in justice and converts it into
Oh my
energy
god, that was
to
such a
be used
long
all
word.
around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
Well, Venti and Nihida both said the gods rely on belief to obtain power.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it
I
into
can't tell
power
which
for
microphone
all of
is
Fontaine,
getting
right?
picked up right now.
Even though I've never
Because
heard
of
anyone
my
really put it that way
earbuds and
before,
microphone.
it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I am not gonna say
I thought
any
I'd
of these
find you
words
hard
right.
at work, but here you are chatting the day away.
Well, because like
Since
Thing
you're
is
already
making it for
talking,
them.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that
Oh,
I'd have the
no.
more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month?
Oh, are
Why
they
are
like
you hounding me
mobs?
now?
Like mafia?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no? 70%.
Up by 20%?
Huh?
That's stealing.
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time to leave?
Yeah, just run when things get hot. You're right. Sounds like a usual case for someone owing someone else
Hey,
money.
hold on. Before you go around
Oh,
trying
child?
to collect payments,
Already?
why don't you settle your own debts first? If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month.
Is Northland
Why are you
Bank
hounding me
from-
now?
From
Traveler, Paimon!
Snezhnaya?
I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine.
He completely
What are the
ignored them.
chances?
Walked
We're
right
surprised
through
to
them.
see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
I thought we were gonna see Child later on in the story because like he appeared out of nowhere in like the trailer. So I didn't think we were gonna like see him in like the first act. We sure seem to have run into him a lot of friends today. Fontaine really is a curious place.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it,
Are they gonna have
seems
more
things are going to
Fatui
get
members?
a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything
Because
that
we already know
you'd find
Arlecchino's gonna be
interesting.
in like here, but like
Besides, our trip here has gone
who
pretty well
else?
so far.
He said
Right, Trevor?
friends, so it's gonna be more than one person. I think we've already weathered enough storms for now. I don't mind a little experiment every now and then.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't interrupt.
Don't
it's not
interrupt.
often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends?
Yeah.
Listen to me, boy. If you want your Mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said,
Oh my god, he's like picking on them.
That's way over the line. All
He
right,
totally
boys,
ignored them.
Let's see who has to pay up now.
can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will
These
have
guys
to
are
be
like
my
Lone
witnesses,
Shark versus
okay?
Lone Shark.
I'm sure this won't take long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, za, ka,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Couldn't let your guard down.
boom. They just disintegrate.
Oh, what's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank?
Well, he's not.
Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it?
Is Northern Bank like a way to say something else for in Snezhnaya?
Now's my chance!
Did they deactivate his vision?
Huh. That was weird.
What just happened?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Is that even possible?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
You better not use your delusion too often. Like, remember what happened to Tepe?
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work
Completely
for Northland
ignored.
Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
What does that have to do with it?
What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I can't
I
tell
don't
if we're
know.
friends or enemies
Maybe
with
I still have a
Child.
lot to learn about myself.
Because like
But recently,
we're
there
just
seems to be
chit-chatting
some
away,
sort of
but like the
restless
last time we
power
like saw
stirring
him,
inside of me. And I don't know why,
he like
but every now and then
summoned
I
a
feel like
dragon
I'm in
to
a
take care of
terrible
us.
mood.
Or Leeway.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
Do you have any idea where it came from?
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk.
Skirt.
She was always quiet and very
Skirk.
mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that. But my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
I was just thinking that.
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind.
That's
I'll
why it's your
never forget it.
constellation. The narwhal
So
whale.
you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
Not really. The power inside you is connected to your
So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since
Is
the
she
incident I
dead?
experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss.
Oh, she just went
But
missing
it's
in
been
action.
years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
And no, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Cool.
Official champion duelist?
Wait,
You mean
is that
it's their job to duel?
the purple lady?
In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion
that's what they were
duelists
talking
are
about that earlier in
all-powerful
the story
fighters
quest.
selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel.
Oh, wait, what?
Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really,
Well,
the
that's
only
scary.
people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine
Oh my
probably
God, I
enacted
lagged
this
so
system as a
hard.
way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are
His
to be
eyes are so
trifled
wide.
with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorend, is the strongest of the champion
Clorend.
duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face
I'm
me
gonna forget
today.
her name because it's so hard to
Well,
like, I
that's
can't pronounce her
child
name.
for ya.
Claren.
Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Cloran.
Yeah.
Huh.
The person we met.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
The what?
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel.
Ah, so that's why
I think I'll be better
he
off
doesn't
without
like
it for now.
we don't see it
Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while.
when he's in the
I'll
courthouse.
come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again.
Isn't it dangerous
Whatever
when
gave
if
you
you
that
take away
idea?
someone's vision?
I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance.
Something's gonna happen with that vision, like while it's on us.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely
We
around
got
for most of
jumped
the story
straight
was
into
the murderer
another
all
cutscene.
along.
It's rude to spoil the mystery for everyone else.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all.
I never thought I'd see the day when Paimon would enjoy
Paimon
losing.
never saw that twist coming.
Do you have any idea how
The
long we've
murder
been
mystery
waiting here?
novels here are amazing. The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon, it's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
I think you already spoiled it.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Linny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going. Linny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus.
No, thank you. I'm teleporting there. Easy. I'm surprised that the Opera House isn't in the main city. Like, this is the Opera House, right? But the main city is all the way over here. And you have to like literally take the Aquabus all the way here, and then all the way, and then walk all this in order to get the Opera House. This area is so pretty. Look, some flowers. Oh, zoom. Whee! It actually looks like a painting, like these trees. I love their design and their outfits. Looks so nice.
Step on up.
Wait, I'm going the wrong way.
Whoa! Now this is fancy. The Opera Epiclese. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Linny and Lynette were looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's
It's
a lot
like
of people
an entire
standing around the fountain
different
up ahead.
island just for
Oh,
Opera
Archon,
House.
please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
God damn, we're eavesdropping on something really
I
private.
guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
Huh? Oh! Is this the one, the one witch that can talk to our mind?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
What does Vachier mean?
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Whose
Are you
voice
hearing
was that just
things?
now?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
No introduction, she just pops up out of
Scared
nowhere.
Paimon!
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
By the way, I seem to hear a faint voice just now.
What do you mean?
Yeah, she
There
doesn't
are a
know.
lot of people here right now.
It's coming from the fountain?
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
Are these scenes, like,
I see.
time locked?
I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you
Because she
heard.
says middle of the day,
In
and then, like,
fact,
earlier it
you
was,
might
like,
not be imagining
almost,
things
it
at
just
all.
became night.
I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
So we just hear the memories of
Because
water?
of his sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does
Cry
that have
for
to do
me.
with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
She make it sounds like a riddle.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
That is an interesting explanation.
So, what did the voice say?
It seems to be calling out someone's name.
Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first.
Yeah, like
Don't
off
let that
topic.
calm look of his fool you.
Let's go back to the main
He tends
story.
to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Oh, can we go in? We're going in? Ooh.
Over here.
I haven't explored this area yet. I haven't gone inside. My long last loading screen. Oh, this is not what I was expecting.
Ah, Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
I guess it's up here?
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment. I'll fetch the tickets. The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks, Linny.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Linny.
You're like,
could you come over here and take a look
so
at this?
suspiciously
Oh, I'll be right there.
helpful. I
Seems
don't know
there's
what
an
to
issue
feel.
with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
You best get busy.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Linny.
Oh, I'm so excited. I really want to see this. Wait, what? We're not going upstairs? Oh. It kind of looks like a church. Oh wow, front row seats. Oh, was that Nouvelette? Is that Nouvelette?
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's
Why
sit
is
down.
all the other seats just empty? Paimon's not sitting. She's just floating right above like these things. Come on, we see Nouvelette. Why can't we just see Wriothesley too? Awkward silence.
Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us.
How about
Since
no?
we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kinda awkward if we don't say anything. You little... Of course
The
you
room
put
is
this
so
on my
quiet and your voice is like echoing.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward.
Exactly,
I am
you could
terribly
hear
sorry.
everything you could say.
I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that?
Obviously.
Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was
This is
being
gonna
rude,
be more
talking under
awkward.
her breath like that. So let's talk. But what should we talk about?
Why are these seats so far apart? That's what I want to talk about. Like, usually, it's like such a waste of space to have like rows of people. Like, only 4 people per side. I thought this was an opera house.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Is he a fan?
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you.
Paimon is Paimon.
This is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet.
Oh,
what an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Introduces him.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
The judge.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
I feel like he's...
Sorry for being so rude just
the
now.
Archon, or like secretly
I had
something
no idea
for
you
the
were
Archon.
such an important person.
No offense taken. Being
Or
Chief
an
Justice
otter,
is merely
because
what I
his
do for
hair
work.
is similar to the
Nearly
otters of
every
this
person
nation.
has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later.
She's like,
Otherwise,
notice
she may
me.
become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We will enjoy the show.
He's like a dad talking to her child. Just like, oh, just acknowledge her for a few
Is what
seconds.
things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! I can hardly wait!
I hope there's like
seen a real live
crowded
magic
seats
show before.
instead of like just us two in like the venue, because that would be like incredibly awkward. Oh, they actually put people. Yay, that's interesting. That's nice.
Oh, they're dimming the lights. The show must be starting.
Shush. Shh. Quiet. It's like all quiet. Be quiet.
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
I'm so excited. I really want to see this.
Welcome, one and all, to the
Oh, they even
Opera
have, like,
Epiclese.
dust effects.
I am the star of today's show, Linny.
This stage is so big.
And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Wait, is this an act?
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate
Or
elemental powers performing magic is
this
not
not
true
her?
magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Oh, so that's why they don't have their vision on them in the trailer.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That
No
way,
vision, no
even
vision.
the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado,
I feel like
let
elemental
the
magic
show
is
begin.
magic.
Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations.
Does she wave at us?
I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Oh my god.
A magician's greatest
It's a
skill
cutscene.
is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Oh. I'm surprised they actually did a cutscene for this.
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky.
Wow.
Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Wait, why is the music suspicious?
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully.
Wait, what?
With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily,
I
it's
can't
me
tell
on
if this is
stage,
staged
so
or
let
not.
me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
They really took dissolved in water to another stage. And it's just her clothes now.
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
This reminds me of like the story of the Little Mermaid.
Uh-huh.
Wait, was that really her? In the tank? Wait, what happened? No one's suspicious at all. She just appeared out of nowhere. And everyone's like, wow, it's part of the magic trick.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Hyman didn't see him do anything! Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
It was kind of short though.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than
His
getting
eyes
caught
are
up
so
trying to see that which has been
interesting.
intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Hyman couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you, everyone. I'm
Her
glad you enjoyed that
personality changed,
performance.
Too. I feel like
But
that wasn't Lynette. It
our
was someone
magical
else.
journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here.
I was like
The
wondering
magic
if like
of
that was just all
transformation
it.
and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen.
Oh, it's a cat.
I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations.
Another
So,
cutscene?
for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member.
It's gonna
Please,
be us or
if
Nouvellette.
my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Oh.
I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap. Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
It's probably a trick. I'm sure we can spot how he does it.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector.
Yeah, totally
It
random.
selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate.
You're a magician.
Now
You could
then,
like easily
let's
rig it.
begin.
It's either us or Nouvellette.
Let me see. see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute.
Honestly, this could
Please,
be
come
Lynette in
forward.
disguise.
My assistant will take you beside the magic box.
I'm just being skeptical about everything that happens in this
I'm
magic
sorry,
show.
it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous.
Cramped? It
We've
looks
carefully
huge.
arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Where? What is that? Oh, that's a prison, right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now.
That's not a really good timer.
If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No! I'm sure Lenny's prepared. With the whole crowd counting together, you couldn't even if you wanted to.
No, that won't do.
Wait,
I can see it in your
is
eyes.
Paimon
You
just
still
that
can't
loud?
Be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58,
57.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
Oh my god, this music.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Just enjoy the show.
Alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something. 40, 39, 38!
Oh, wow, the suspense of the crowd.
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the audience.
Is that a cue to look up?
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
I think it's not part of the show. Maybe he's just supremely confident in his abilities. Bang?
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Just like thud on top of the roof. Maybe it was just to divert our attention.
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried. 25! 24! 23!
I'm so happy that they actually have a crowd
What's wrong,
saying all
Mr.
these
Linney?
numbers.
I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect.
I feel like
Don't
their
worry, you still
show
have 20 seconds.
is
Hear
about
them
deceiving everyone that the show is going wrong, but actually it's just like part of the
It
act.
seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10
Oh
seconds
my
and
god, the
change is still
suspense.
plenty of time.
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
Where's the girl? Please tell me she's alright. Oh wow, the dramatic drum roll. Oh! Oh! Oh my. Is that part of the show? Oh my god! Someone set her up to die!
Huh? Is this part of the show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
Oh my god. Is
This
this like
performance is over. Medical staff with me.
Is this like
Guards,
a
secure the
detective
scene and detain all
Archon
the performers.
quest?
Seal the exits.
Are we gonna
no
try to
one
find
is allowed in or out at this time.
We're gonna try to find the person who like caused it?
Right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
But what's the motive? What's like, what was the reason? Sabotage Lynette? Kill the person?
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead.
Oh
His
my.
name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage.
Why was it
As of
still
now,
up though?
we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found.
Wait,
it appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
Oh.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
Oh my god, it's just like starting to pick up. Like the climax is just about to happen, or like not about to happen. It's like ramping up so fast right now. Like we're getting like thrown into the plot.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly?
Are we gonna get
I say
framed?
that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
What?
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not?
But it's not like all the
deceased
other
is
missing
one
girl
of your
incidents happened
assistants,
because of
is he
him.
not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Linny do this?
We barely know him.
He was in the
I'm
box
like, why are
on
we
the
so
stage
invested?
the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
He's a suspect at most. He's a suspect at most. It's hard to believe all this happened during the show.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume
wow, her
that your
hair's
comments
glowing.
just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
Did her personality just switch?
Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it
Damn,
all.
they all just want drama.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious
She
truth
kind of acts like
before our
Fischl,
eyes
like
is the
two different
opponent
personalities.
I'll be
One's like more realistic
facing.
in her, and the other one's
That's
just an
right.
act.
I mean you, traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Is she framing us now?
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
Huh. It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
Paimon, shush.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case?
Oh, we're the attorney? No.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time.
I thought they wanted to catch
really quite looking
the
forward
perpetrator,
to
like the
hearing
killer.
it.
Why are they letting everyone out like so soon? Like we only have one suspect. Like at least like have more than one suspect before you like let everyone leave.
Sorry about everything that happened.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No.
Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest
Why
suspect
would he
at this
want
point.
to kill his own?
But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left
assistant
is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
If like we get another character in the future that's also a magician, that like or a thief even, that has like abilities similar to theirs, and like they're the reason why his performance went like this.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been
Oh my god,
that which is
Paimon.
possible.
Where did you get
Paimon
those?
bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
We have
I think
travel
they look
funds?
cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm used to this sort of thing.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial.
Oh wow, he's just gonna give that up.
It's truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
All while the
Oh my
investigation
god, did I
teams are
get
still
locked into
here.
the quest?
Detective
Like locked into a
Paimon
quest
is on the
area?
case. Hello, officer.
Oh
How's
no,
the
it's just like
investigation
cutscene.
going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest.
I'm so
with
glad
you.
there's voice
I'd
acting
avoid
though.
getting mixed up in this whirlpool
But it's kind of like
mess
watching a movie,
if
and I
were
kind of
you.
don't want to like talk.
What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Evidence?
The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked
The
him.
killer lines.
The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowell inside it.
But why was he inside? Wasn't the girl supposed to be there?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident.
Yeah,
If
because like
anything, the
normally
more
you would
logical
just
explanation
take
is
the
that the
tank
whole incident
down.
was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Not really.
Well, you can't say we're good
We
friends,
literally just
but
met.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases.
Yeah,
and
but I
can
don't think
tell
it's
you
him.
that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
He's talking about hearsay. People can also be the most reliable evidence. Not really, unless they have evidence that could like prove them.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good.
No, that's
Anyway,
totally
you may
valid.
investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Ooh, what's this? You can check as yet undiscovered evidence as a clue in case record, then investigate the corresponding location. No. Use the perception skill to find evidence and the clues that can be investigated within certain radius of around yourself. This should be over progress. Is that a gadget? Oh no, it's just giving me papers. Is it a gadget? It's not. Use E to use perception skill. So the rope?
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Or either Linny didn't realize it was a safety concern. Was it tampered with?
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I'm just looking at where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable, like a type of flashed cotton.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then... Wait! Paimon should write all this down! Let's take notes!
So it's kind of obvious that Linny was set up. If, like, that's what it is.
Hello there! What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Can you tell us?
Sure. It's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we
Oh, I didn't think we could do that. Okay.
petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
A painter?
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her.
How do you
We have
know all
looked into
this?
her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
I don't understand that, though.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were
But
all
then
young
why did
women
he
of around
die?
the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
This reminds me of like Jack the Ripper, where he like only attacks young women.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact me. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Oh wait, am I supposed to go outside? Are these not important? Because it says look for clues inside the Opera House, but like it's not filling up the number.
The investigation team has some new findings.
It has voice acting, so I'm assuming
there's an
it's
issue
important.
with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time.
It was rigged.
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see
I know
why
that
I
makes
was saying it'd be
sense.
tough to make a case for Linny.
And it kind of looks bad for him because, like, a magic show is supposed to be sleight of hand, and like you're not supposed to know the tricks behind it. And I even thought that the number thing was rigged, so he could pick like a specific person. But I thought he was gonna like pick us.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Random number selector. That was all just one clue? Wow.
Why would it be him? How strange. Gosh, no wonder the serial disappearances never got solved. Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand. This rope was obviously tampered with. People needed to register and reserve a seat for the show. That, combined with this number selector, could allow you to pick a young lady instead of some old fogey.
Old fogey. I was trying to like find where I need to go, but it just... Oh my god, I lost it because I spun too fast. Is it here or here?
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while.
Wow!
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No.
Come on!
And by
We've
the
seen
looks
everyone
of
in the trailer
you're not
except
from Fontaine.
for
Well, you're right on the
Riosley,
mark about that
Risley,
one,
and
but
like Sijuan.
Who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
She's Taylor Swift.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I Navia, have
Oh,
the
this
honor
music,
of being
this
its renowned
violins.
president.
Navia.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
I accidentally based off my design of my Fugi off of these characters. Like, it's a blackish suit, a whitish shirt, and like a colorful tie. And like my design is like almost the same thing.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs
Yeah,
and affairs
Melus.
are under my purview.
Huh? Boss?
Now they sound like
Mademoiselle?
mafia.
What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle.
The
Should you
Demoiselle.
prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
That's too informal.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial
Oh,
disappearance
these
cases.
violins sound so
My
good.
interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My
A woman's
unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever.
No, yeah, that's
wasn't
so
she?
obvious.
But
Like,
that's not
she-
uncommon for her.
Yeah.
If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone
I
levels
just noticed
charges.
it's navy
And, of
black
course, there was no way
and, like,
Farina was
gold.
going to back down in that situation.
The navy kind of like doesn't.
more like you
I'm
just
like an
don't trust
artist
the
and a designer,
Archon.
so I'm just like critiquing her outfit.
Well, what's your opinion?
Well,
I must
then,
admit that she can
let's-
be interesting at times, but
do you
liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her. All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer
Oh,
mine.
she has stars in her eyes.
Wait a minute.
It's just like
Did that
lipstick
answer
or lip
count?
gloss
Well, I say it does.
and eyeshadow,
Don't worry.
very heavy
You won't
eyeshadow.
hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
And why
They
would
only
that
give us
be?
one option. Doing so makes it easier for the truth to fall by the wayside. Sometimes something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like an entertainment.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too
Demoiselle.
think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Hmm? Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not
I
that
know this
fussy.
is her vision, but these look also like visions.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
Does she have like some very
You wish
good
to save a
intuition
friend
that's
from
like
false
supernatural?
accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh,
He's just
Alrighty
there
then.
for muscle.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
I didn't think we'd see her so early too. Navia. Wait. There's still something. There's still something here. Do I talk to her?
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us for...
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and
You
Lynette
should
as
take these
attorneys,
off.
so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Or maybe from her point of view.
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So
we're just always at a dead
the
end.
girl couldn't have left through here.
Everything's just throwing us at a dead end.
Thank you for your help. This'll...
So it has to be someone in the audience. Is there anything here that I could look for? I don't think so. Ah, I'm so slow. Why can't they give me my team? What about you?
I see that you're investigating the area.
Oh my god, everything has
so
voice
happens
acting.
that I'm
That's
interested
so,
too.
like,
if you find any new
much,
and
so
interesting
much
leads,
progress since like the beginning
be sure
of the
to
game.
share them with me, all right?
We don't have too many...
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
Oh, the one that came from the roof.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Oh, I mean like inside the thing during the countdown.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that
I
everyone
like the
was
design.
awaiting
It's
the
really
results of Linny's
interesting.
trick
It's like
with bated breath.
simple, but like very.
So no one paid it much
steampunky.
mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
I don't think that's it.
Wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
I think he's on the right track, but he came to the wrong conclusion.
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Linny did say he dropped something, but he doesn't know what he dropped.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going.
Wait, there was still more. I remember there was more clues.
Things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived.
Oh wow. Now all of them are
who's
together.
this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry.
She's got an
I
army.
got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helper? Be most grateful.
Oh, my audio keeps on cutting.
Well, let's Let's just say we're
Yeah, like, don't
tagging
these look
along.
like visions?
It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
These roses are so nice.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
There is a trapdoor?
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
A false top?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box by this one.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Down? Is it like an elevator?
So there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were
Wait,
talking
so
that
this
whole
is
time,
where it could have happened, where they stole the girl and like
Yes,
switched
a
the
phonograph operated
the
by
assistant
Lynette was
inside the
used to
box.
achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
Oh, she was the one inside the box.
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Wait, what?
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow, every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being
that they are twins.
But as you saw, Cal
Like,
was in the
not
box, not our
all the
audience
theories
member.
that everyone
She,
says
on
that
the
they're
other hand,
adopted
mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
Yeah, I think so too.
This
because
is
like
the scene of
this
the crime.
This is where
so
it happened.
Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
But that's what they did in the trick.
Thanks, everyone. We're
On-stage magic box structure. Audience side, managed box. Oh, examine. This should be the controller device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Oh?
Huh. What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Good. I feel like it was used to get in and out of like this area from the escapee, or it was the thing that was holding up the tank. Oh my god, there's just random clothes on the floor.
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
She evaporated. There's water.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Oh my god, I didn't know her glasses had these swirly parts.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
But they're covered in water.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Obviously not.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it.
I feel like the water is something important, because it's something about... Because it reminds me of the other trick. Oh my god, there's so many clues. Okay, never mind. It's just the same clue. These are the same clue that I just listened to. Any more? Any more clues? Examine. Examine tracks. Already did that. Boxes? Oh my god, I can hear my PC and it's acting like it's overheated. So, I think I should end stream soon. Am I missing a clue? What clue am I missing? Oh. I missed the most obvious clue. So that should be it, right? There's no clues here. Or no more clues. I already checked that one. And I already checked those. There shouldn't be any more clues. I'm so confused. Is that it? Why isn't it taking me to a different quest? Ah, I'm stuck. If only I had viewers to tell me where to go. Oh, the vent! Damn.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
An imposter went through the
Could
event.
this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those who got through the magic box, and Linny and Lynette were able to use the magic.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Please tell me I'm done with the clues.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Oh my god, it's summer. It's so warm and hot outside.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malouse returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
Not really.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides. That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced.
Indemnitium.
The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? I'm on that.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case.
Oh.
And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that!
This
Paimon
dude.
thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Paimon.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack
speaking
of
of food,
options.
I'm really hungry right
afraid
now.
that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings
Oh,
together
I want
here.
food in real life.
Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
What?
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Huh? Is she the magician? Is she just gonna make snacks appear out of thin air?
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Oh my god.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Baking needs.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Oh my god.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get
Is she
to
gonna
it.
have like a baking
Please sit
passive,
tight
a
for
cooking
moment.
passive?
You'll get to taste my awesome snack soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
It must be the spinach di Rosella. Has the ingredients and pulse of fresh macarons.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these
They're
two guys carrying all that
huge.
stuff
They're
around,
big as
Paimon
cups.
thought you'd have them do more during the baking process.
They look like choco pies.
But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
At least have an apron.
Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
Macaron.
Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to
She
think
looks
clearly
so
about
much
the
like Taylor
case on a
Swift.
sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
I want to take a break as well.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I
That's-
should.
All of a sudden, we're in a
All right
break.
then. Down to business.
She ate
As
2. We
Paimon mentioned
both ate
previously,
1.
the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician
But it's
twins
so
could
narrow.
have committed the
How
crimes,
did
of
they
course,
like
but they lack any logical motive.
stay hidden in there?
Exactly. Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people: the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic
So now
box
we're suspecting
in order
Halsey.
to murder Cowl before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the
Oh,
sound
her
of things,
glasses
this
don't
is
have the
turning
swirly
into
things
an
anymore.
impossible case.
I can't tell if my PC is just not loading them in, or it's supposed to be like
Smell
that.
great! They're nice and crisp.
We're
and
back to
super
speaking about the
sweet.
macarons.
They are my specialty after all.
It's gonna be your
And
specialty
I
dish.
see you've already...
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3. Honest.
Please
I'm
don't
so
worry about
hungry.
it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate
Somebody
too many,
took
then
the
others wouldn't have
sweets.
enough.
Well, we were talking. It's fine if you ate them. Everyone knows how much you love eating. No, I think that someone took the sweets while we were talking. It's because 3 was on everyone's plates. But like, was it Navia? Did Navia kill?
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons,
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
It was 100%.
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Someone else.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Always ready.
Wow, this really is your hobby, huh?
Eggs, sugar, and
Well,
almonds.
that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula.
Spina di
Silver, Malus, it's time to go.
Rosula.
I'll be back if I find anything new.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Can I leave? I don't think I can leave.
My apologies, but access to the venue is restricted at this time. Please register first.
I want to leave and like log out and eat food, but I kind of want to finish this trial too. Oh wait, I should actually do all this first before I start the story again. Let's see. Oh, I could go back into the tunnel. Oh. This is so long. I didn't expect it to just like cutscene after cutscene. Okay. So it wants me to get to 8 o'clock the next day. Here we go. And where are we going? Oh, the curtain went up. And of course, this music is so epic.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
Let's talk things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stand. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
It feels weird when we don't have a suspect. I feel like we should like have at least one person who's like suspicious.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
A little bit, but kind
That
of.
was to be
You don't have to
expected,
say it
of
like
course.
that.
The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
And now there's people.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Then it clearly reveals details of every magic trick.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina.
Like, this trial
Do you
has
wish to
no
refute his
meaning
statement in
because
any way?
it doesn't matter
Why,
if they're
of
right or
course I
wrong.
do. Allow
If
me
they're
to
right,
take the
if
first
like Lenny
shot
is
and break
wrong
this case
or
wide
like
open.
falsely accused, because we
Mr.
still don't know who
Lenny
killed
is
them.
clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is
Oh,
that
wow.
so? And if I may
That
ask,
transition.
what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The thud.
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything
Wait.
else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
I remembered in the earlier part of the story where Lynette came on stage first and she sounded kind of different and tired and weird. Maybe that person who was on stage was pretending to be Lynette. And that's why it's like this. That's just my theory, but I'm probably wrong.
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone
It wasn't
heard
that
it.
loud.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lenny not know something about that sound? Yeah, he even reacted to it inside the
Yeah,
chamber.
I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
What?
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They're probably represent the Oracle stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Oh wow! Dramatic lines.
House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui.
Oh wow, is it actually?
Now it all makes
Are
sense.
they actually part of the House of
I've
the
got a
Hearth?
feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an
I
accident.
thought that was like people being super skeptical.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed.
Oh wow, that was
And
such a nice
perhaps
transition.
You could tell us everything that happened
These transitions
during
in
that
this
1
trial are
minute.
so good.
Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My oh my, they look flabbergasted. Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations.
Huh?
Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Wait, was she it?
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points.
The gears are still
when the
turning.
thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about the magician's ability to con others. Given how Linny has concealed his identity, this could be set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here from Fontaine, and other House of Operatives here must have some scheme in the works. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to
discuss?
discuss?
This is like watching a movie.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience,
Oh, she's
let's
so
allow
glowy.
the joy of victory to steep for a little while.
While court has adjourned, you met with Linney and Lynette backstage at the Opera House. Wait, so was it Faruna that set them up?
This is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two.
Oh, this music.
We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this all isn't all just another lie?
Right.
How can we just
So,
learn that?
you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry.
I love this
Please
OST.
forgive us.
Well, you
This
both say
soundtrack.
that, but
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while being tricked into performance?
right.
Oh, tricked.
Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
So that's why the vent was tampered
That
with.
air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Oh.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Wait, but then who heard the thud? Was it Lynette? But why did you want to understand how the opera sound?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
You're really hung up on the crisis.
Everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead.
I don't really have a choice. Like, see, there's only one option. I will defend you from these charges. I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back. Why do they always do this? Why do they always do this? They always leave us in the dark. Lynette's statement. Lenny's statement. The voice of the orchestra core chamber. So that voice was a third person, and now we clearly have a third person. Oh, was it the voice from the water was it the voice from the fountain? And it's the nail-biting conversation.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention at this stage,
I like her dress.
Let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
She looks so smug. Based on the opposition court account from events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues. Oh my god, no. Use your interference to cover support from other people in the organization. When you find and review the incorrect content, you can complete the cycle. Oh god.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed.
Yeah, but he was outside. I don't know, maybe that wasn't him outside.
So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
No, but that doesn't make any sense.
And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Okay, so I can see why these three make sense, but these two don't make sense. Why would he want to kill his assistant just because he knew that he could have been kidnapping girls? I feel like he would have killed her instead. Oh, whatever.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events.
Voice acting.
What Linney experienced and what he saw.
Linney claims he headed to the chamber, conscious of the Oracle Core. That's this one? Wait, no. Linney attacks Hazley to cover up the truth. This one's this one.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Yeah. Linny kidnapped Hazley. Linny knocked Hazley out in the control base. However, Linny really in the tunnel at the time? Entrance and exit to the Opera House. Voice in the... Wait, is that this one? Or this one? Linny must have been very confused when he saw them.
See?
Okay, I was wrong.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Linny knocks out Cowl. Strange sound during the magic show. Really? That isn't it? Or was it for something else?
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Wait, can I not do more?
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room.
But they're gonna be like, why was he in there in the first place?
The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time.
No, but the voice, the sound.
Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened.
No, I wanted to do the sound. The sound of the third person.
Paimon did it! Paimon...
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the
That's right!
Moreover, I believe the opposition reason is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in the personification. However, you say that Coral bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowl hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him!
And that's why they're partners of mine. Managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that.
The dramatic lines
but
again.
What proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refute Linny's abilities?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? You're saying that he wasn't.
Your claim has now been my weapon. It's been a critical clue. Oh my god, no. I don't know where to start. Strange sound during the magic show. Entrance and exit to the Opera House. Audience side of the magic box structure.
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the
Oh my god, this is getting so out of hand.
the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic.
This, like, shows her
well then,
duality so
if
nice.
it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
It was a third person's voice. Select answers and fill the empty gears. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete the logic chain. Wait, what? Fireworks released near the end of the show ignited, burning through the ropes, suspending the water tank in this stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Coral. If Linny was no longer under suspicion, there's only a member of the troop segment of it. I'm just gonna... Who was the person who could have possibly committed the crime?
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility? Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
But why would he want to kill himself?
Could there have been a third?
Oh shit.
The deceased's name is
That can't be right. The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Why did she just question? Why did she question us?
Is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
How we envision Linny as they have the crime image.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The deceased's name is Cowell. No one entered or left the
I don't think that thing's important.
Linny was not in the tunnel.
I think that's important.
The sound we heard may have...
That's important.
It would have been tough for both people to fit. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
That's important.
The deceased's name is...
And this is important. Oh, two of them are wrong.
It would have been tough for both people to... No one entered or left the... It would have been tough for both... No one entered or left...
Oh my god.
The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey's clothing was in...
I'm just getting this all wrong.
People to fit into that vent.
Oh my god, no! Wait, is there two endings? Am I gonna lose?
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things? I see
Wait,
how it is.
Is there...
So
Can you
look,
lose?
Since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey does.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like...
Magic.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents.
Water.
But
Something
do
about
you
water.
not see that the crowd is...
The water is Halsey.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold just a second.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
There it
The vase
is.
was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
I knew it's something. I knew. I'm like, oh my god.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
She's saying this because she knows that she did it.
How could a person ever be
She's trying to cover
transformed
herself
into
up.
water? This is
I request that we
reality
examine
we're
Cowell's
talking
personal-
about here, not some magic trick. Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection.
It's not a magic trick. It's a
Halsey's
hydrovision.
disappearance is very real.
Even so, I trust the travelers. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps a
Justice
new line
prevails.
of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of the rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe
Oh
that
my
this
god.
is a reasonable
I
request
don't
on
want
the
to
part
stall
of
the
an
trial.
attorney.
I want to eat food.
Since the
Oh,
trial
wow.
does
Look at
indeed
that
appear to be
pose.
at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects.
Sometimes after.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
It's from
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl, wait just a minute, could that mean... You two, with me!
I'm lost. I don't
Mademoiselle,
understand.
wait! What about your partners?
Let's go.
Order! Order!
It's
It is
pain.
undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot... Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course.
Come on,
Thank you,
please.
Your
Let us
Honor.
finish this.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The metal hook.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick. but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The deceased's name is Cowl. The water from the primordial... The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? The rope that held the water...
Oh.
The deceased's name is Cowl. Lynette was in the magic box. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for... The rope that held the water... Now
Maybe
it seems
some
like
disorder? Oh my god, I'm running out of things.
Now it seems like the hook rope... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else within... Lynette was in the magic box...
Oh my god.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage...
I'm so confused on what I already picked.
Seems like the hook... I remember there was...
Why does it have to be in specific order?
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
But no, it's equal. It's not on our side.
Oh dear. What do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Well, it's obvious
Now,
I did it.
It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cowl's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share...
Thank you, Your Honor.
What if he's a killer?
We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
What's happening?
How wonderfully comedic. Does this not clear all doubt?
Obviously planted.
My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
They're using his background as leverage, even though it has nothing to do with the case.
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the...
Oh no! I'm kidding! Anything on? Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
I think we've all seen enough now. I believe this is indeed the finale.
No, there's one more.
Now then, excuse me everyone, but
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know.
She has 4
Would anyone
drills.
here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. What in the world is she...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a
She
magician.
knows how to reverse the primordial seawater?
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most
I like
marvelous
how
finale to today's
she
performance?
is a magician now.
Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final perform...
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait.
So she did
Isn't
change
that
clothes?
Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before
Where
I
do
knew
you
it,
go?
she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
What?
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff
Oh!
here and there.
Is she the one
And
that
I'd
stole
never been
things
caught before.
in the beginning? I
But I was
totally forgot her
noticed at the
NPC
harbor a
face.
few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was.
Fortress
I
of
thought he was onto
Millipede?
me for sure.
Are we gonna finally
so I
see
played
my
along with the
boy?
show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practiced hand at concealment, probably the professional thief could have made it work.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Wait, so
Well, that makes
it was the
everything
dude.
pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah, now that time has refuted hydro activation privilege reason.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
A rope that has fallen onto the ground. A metal hook had been tied to one of the ends of the rope. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It seems unlikely that it was knocked over.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
That one's that one. This one is this one?
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid. The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon!
Ace Detective Paimon.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume
This is
trunk
getting so
until the
spicy.
performance ended.
There was like 3 plot twists. Why is it never like balanced to our side?
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Okay, so I did know.
Point,
Well,
all
it's
the
kind of
events
obvious.
that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's bravo.
Finally!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you... Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have...
What? Are you reading my... No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow. Look at that. She's like a deflated...
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list.
So he's the
With
person
some
who's behind the
modifications
missing
to the
people.
selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
So he's the one that
He
tampered
also
with the rope.
tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a
Oh,
loud
that's
noise.
why.
Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box.
She
and
only
thus became
only
his own
accidentally
final
killed him
victim.
because of his own trick.
Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately,
like, why was
this
he
case at
inside
least
the thing
can be handed over
in
to the Oratrice to make the final
basement?
decision.
And why was she... Oh my god! That was from Star Rail. That's just a ticker from Star Rail.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
He's an accomplice!
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was
She's trying
that
to
not
pivot
a
the blame.
discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
I like his eyes.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
To Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
Are we finally gonna
Now
go to
that
the
your plan
prison?
has
Are you gonna
fallen
see
through,
Risley?
And the secrets of the
Are you gonna
water
see
have been
Risley?
revealed. You have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you, our
he's gonna
boss
die next.
discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Oh, no. No.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Oh god. That's kind of horrifying. I hope that he can be turned back.
So, we're just going back now?
The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed in here anymore.
That's...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time.
No, I believe
As for
that.
why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Oh, so it is her.
The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing
Another
a story?
cutscene?
Back when our parents first
no.
died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to
goddamn,
surreptitiously
I was
observing an
wrong.
older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
So they are
Before long,
siblings.
an aristocrat
100%.
came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side and we
But
could
what
say
about
goodbye to
Fribone?
those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets
Yeah,
at
it's
any
not like
rate.
it's just that he wanted to use you. That's it. It's nothing really that bad.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was.
What are you
After
leaving
one
out?
particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts.
Did he sell her?
The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no.
Oh god.
So, but wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Oh, so they're just using that as cover for what they do.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
Did she kill him?
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be
I
permitted here.
love this song.
I was
this
hesitant to
OST.
trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. The knave is after Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Really?
So, she believes in that prophecy?
That's right. The whole House
I
of
guess
the
that's why
Hearth
she's
is currently
animal.
working to combat that
Because
crisis.
she just wants freedom.
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but we
It's
still
all
can't
right.
really trust you.
I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand
I feel
that
like
even as a member
Arlecchino
of
still
the
has
house,
like some
I have
ulterior
never
motives
stopped
behind
making
it.
my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Oops. I understand.
Bye, Linny!
Oh god. We're done now?
hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well,
What's wrong, my dear partner?
I'm kind of busy. I was really only trying to defend Linny. I wasn't necessarily looking for the serial disappearance case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
Decades?
And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now.
Ah. I see.
Oh, she's so disappointed that we're not going to be with her anymore.
I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navi.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
I feel like she doesn't have any friends.
It's like having
she just
new
wants us to be
waters
friends with
flowing
her.
into a stagnant mire.
And have fun.
Causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become... sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to
I just want
commemorate
to
our time
leave,
as partners.
please.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending
Can we
to
get
every
new
important
clothes?
memory. That way there
Are
are
we
no
finally getting new
regrets
clothes?
later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Let's go have a meal
You
then.
don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Navia's treating
Boss
just
Navia.
Paimon.
Oh, wonderful. In
Oh,
that
she has
case,
a- she
why
has
don't we
a
return
wheel
to the
too.
court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have an actual real meal since we finished and completed Act 1. Oh god, I can't believe that took 3 hours. Oh, I can finally leave. And end a stream that no one's watching. I'm so happy. That story was so good. I feel like all the stories that happened in the beginning of Genshin are like all really good. I really need to give my PC some rest right now. It's like overtime fan right now. The fans are on overtime. Okay. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go now. I'm really hungry. And I am very tired from everything. Well, that was the chapter 4, chapter 5, act 1. Oh, I'll just call it act 1. That took so much. It like there was so much happening. There was 3 plot twists. The story took over 3 hours, and if I didn't like rush it, it probably could have taken like 4 hours. So if part 2 is probably like 4 hours as well, I'm gonna be, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna ever stream again. I'm tired. I'm done. Well, thank you for watching the stream. Said to no one. Well, if anybody watches the VOD to go this far, support my art. I draw on Instagram sometimes, all the time. I'm about to graduate next year, so I could get like a degree in design and art. I even drew my own. I drew this. I drew my Fugi. Well, bye.